What's going on, guys? I'm going to show you how to import custom owner portraits into Madden. First thing we want to do is get an image that we want to import in. I'm doing an image of Aaron Rodgers. I'm going to make him an owner of the Bears today. So we have our image here of Aaron Rodgers. Just go online and find one. I recommend trying to find images with transparent backgrounds. They just seem to port over better for whatever reason. So once you have your image, you need a program called paint.net. Now this program you can get online for free, just Google it. Once you get it installed, you're going to want to open up the image that you downloaded. So we have our image of Aaron Rodgers here. We're going to resize this image. We're going to go to Image, Resize. We're going to make them a 512 by 512. Now on this screen here, make sure that maintain aspect ratio is unchecked. Otherwise, these numbers, every time you try to enter one in, it'll like change another one because it's always trying to like maintain an aspect ratio. So just uncheck that, and that way it won't fudge up your numbers. So you can go 512 by 512, click OK. So we have our 512 512 of Aaron Rodgers here. We're going to go ahead and click File, Save As. Then we want to save this as a DDS file, Direct Draw Surface. We're going to put it into our Batch Import Ready folder. Now, this is a folder that you should create before you make the picture, just so that you'll see why later on. This makes it easier to import multiple photos. So if you were going to do, like, let's say you're doing this for players or coaches, or you wanted to import a bunch of different owners at once, you can put them all in here and just import them all at one time. So that's the importance of this folder. So we're just going to go ahead and put them into that folder, and we'll save it. Once you click Save, you'll get this screen here, and you're going to want to make sure that all of the options are selected as you see here. So BC3, Linear, DXT5, make sure Air Diffusion is checked, and make sure Uniform is checked. If it doesn't look like this, just go ahead and make sure to change it to these things. This BC3 Linear, just click this drop down and search for it, and it should be right here. Then we're going to click OK. So we can go back, now you can see we have our image ready. We can even click Properties on it, and you can see it's a DDS file, which is what we want, so we should be good to go there. The next step is going to be to go into the Frosty editor, which is you can get in the Madden Discord community, modding community. I'm going to select our game, open it up, give it a second to load everything in. Once it all loads, we're going to go over to we're going to tab, it starts at Data Explorer, we're going to go to Legacy. So make sure you tab over to Legacy Explorer, go to Common, go to UI, go to Madden, then go to Swappables. In Swappables, you want to go to this Coach Portraits. This is where the owner portraits are as well. They're in the same folder as Coach Portraits. So we're going to right-click that. We're going to export it. And I export it into my Coach Portraits, which you can see here I've already done. So you're going to go ahead and click Save. I'm going to click Cancel because I've already done it, but you would click Save. Once we have that, we're going to open up another program called the Madden AST Editor. And this is something that you can get from the modding Discord community. Just go in there, search for it, or ask somebody. Somebody will help you out. So once you get it, you're going to go File, Open, and open that Coach Portraits AST right here that we just exported. We're going to open that up. Oops, something happened there. Let's open it up again. And so here you can see the ID. This is all the portraits, the Coach Portraits and the owner portraits that are in Madden 24 and with the IDs associated with them. So what you want to do is you're going to click Edit, Batch Import, and we're going to go find that batch import folder that we just made. Go to this PC, Pictures, Coach Portraits, Batch Import Ready, click OK. And as you can see, our Aaron Rodgers DDS file was placed with portrait 32. So we're going to go ahead and File, Save As, and call this Aaron Rodgers Owns the Bears, and save this new AST file. Now this is very important. Make sure you take note of which ID number this is. So it's ID 32. So we're going to write that down somewhere so we don't forget it. Then we're done with AST Editor. We can close it out. So next we can go back into Frosty. into our coach portraits. And we're going to import Aaron Rodgers Owns the Bears, our new AST, into coach portraits. Click Open. Next, we're going to go to File, Export to Mod. Have this Aaron Rodgers Owns the Bears version 1. Just call it Portrait. And click Save. And again, Aaron Rodgers Owns the Bears. Save it again. Click Save. And we have our mod. So we can go ahead and close out Frosty. Next, we want to use the Madden Franchise Editor tool. And this is where we're going to go assign the portrait for Aaron Rodgers to the owner that we have created. So when you get Madden Franchise Editor, this is in, you can just get this from the Discord community as well. Just go searching for it, ask somebody, they'll help you find it. You're going to want to open it up. Once it loads, select your franchise file, which mine's right here, this test file. Open the table editor. And like before we typed coaches in the last video, well now we're going to type owner. We're going to go to 4188 owner. Again with all the binary. I'm going to scroll over until you see the names. So I think I didn't name the new owner that I made in my franchise. It's just his name is literally new owner. So we're going to go and look for him. Which hopefully this doesn't take too long. Right here, new owner. So we're going to change his name for one. So we're going to change it to Aaron Rodgers. Could have done this in game, but it doesn't really matter. The important thing we need here is the portrait ID. So we're going to keep scrolling over until we get to the portrait. You can see he has been assigned a portrait already of 7,999. Well, that's not the portrait we want. What portrait do we want? We want portrait 32, where the DDS file got placed. So I'm going to type 32, and we're going to click Save. And we're going to click Save again. And we're going to click Save again. I always save it a couple times just to really make sure that this number doesn't get changed, that this number changes. I've had times where I thought I could have swore I saved it, and I go in, and it ends up reverting back to whatever the original portrait number was. So just really make sure you click Save a couple times. After you close out, I would even go back in and just verify. So we're going to do that right now, just to verify that that portrait ID actually changed. Back up. Table editor. Go to the owner, 4188. I think he was line 10, was Aaron Rodgers. Yep, there he is. Portrait 32. So we should be good to go. So next step is going to be to open up the mod manager. Another program you get from the Discord community. Just go search for it, ask around, you'll find it. It's not hard to get. Open up Madden Spark. Then we're going to add mods. Aaron Rodgers Owns the Bear mod. Open. Apply it. Since this is a portrait mod, I'm going to put it towards the top. Click Activate Mods. And then click Launch. Now this should be everything we need to do. I'm gonna have to mess around here with EA. Always being annoying, EA. And task. Restore Madden. Gotta wait for this to restore. We gotta activate again. Wait for it to activate. We'll launch again. Like I was saying, this should be all we needed to do to get the portrait there for the Bears ownership. Alright, there we go, modding activated. So if we did everything right, we go to our franchise file, we'll see in that upper right hand corner, up here, we'll see a picture of Aaron Rodgers. But that's if we did everything right, which, you know, sometimes I miss a step. But we'll see. We'll see how this goes. Okay, it is there, but I think we made it a little too big. And that's why it's kind of awkward looking. You can see in the corner here. So what we're going to do now is we're going to close out of Madden for one. And instead of a 512, I'm going to reduce it to a 256 pixel image and go from there and see if that works better. This is something that I talked about in my coach portrait video about sometimes having to mess around with these portraits a little bit with the size of them. They're just a little bit more finicky than doing the player portraits because the player portraits come straight from ESPN. They're just so much cleaner and easier to work with. When I go take these custom images offline, they're just kind of harder sometimes to get to work perfectly. So we're just going to go resize them here, make them 256. And save. Save. Now, the only annoying thing about this is I believe we're going to have to kind of start from the beginning. Let's go AST editor. Open our Aaron Rodgers owns the Bears. We know he was 32, so I'm just going to replace him. This guy. File, save as. Okay, so we have our new AST file. So we're going to delete the old mod out of here. And we're just going to make the new one real quick. So we'll go back into Frosty. Same process, we're just going to import that AST, that new one with the 256 pixel image of Rodgers. We're just going to import that one instead. So we're going to go back to Legacy, Common, UI, Madden, Swappables, Coach Portraits, Import, Aaron Rodgers owns the Bears, Open. And then we'll make the mod again. So Aaron Rodgers owns the Bears. Author is me. Version. So we'll call this version 2, right? And this will be under our portraits. So save. And save it again. And save it again. And we can open up our mod manager. Add it, apply it. Change the priority on it, and try again. So as you can see, like once you get the hang of this, you can actually knock these out pretty quickly. Once you get the image that you want, it's a lot of very quick clicking. The problem always just comes down to some of these images. If you're like some of the images, just getting them to the right size to actually fit properly. And again, we will wait for Madden to launch. All right. Let's see here if we did it correctly this time. And there we go. Here's the Bears franchise test that I started. And as you can see in the top, we have Aaron Rodgers with a picture of Aaron Rodgers as the owner of the Chicago Bears. Let's go. That's going to do it for me. I appreciate you guys checking out all the videos. If you need help, just send me a message on Discord. I'll take a look. Don't got a problem helping anybody out. So thanks again for watching. You guys have a good one.